I woke up about 5 years ago in a hotel room in San Francisco, and I kind of came to a sad and frightening realization. And the realization was that I was failing the students that I was teaching on the campus, and I was failing the mentors that I was actually coaching at the time of startup companies. What I failed to realize is the world had changed, and I hadn't changed along with it.
All right, well, he has now changed with it, and it's all in a great book. That's Bernie Schroeder, Director of Programs at the Lavin Entrepreneurship Center at San Diego University, and he's got a great new book out today, and it's called Fail Fast or Win Big, the Startup Plan for Starting Now. There it is on your screen. And Bernie, welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, so what mistakes were you making, and why are the preconceived notions and the traditional ways that entrepreneurs or prospective entrepreneurs have been schooled, why are they now, I'll use my word, obsolete?
You know, because everything that you see around us, I think the internet changed the game. And I think that, a number of other things changed. It's easier to have a food truck versus a restaurant. So I think the tools that became available and the idea that you didn't need investor money. I mean, I watched Kickstarter, years ago and thought it was kind of interesting. It was kind of cute. And I didn't really see kind of the tip of the iceberg of what it was going to expose. And so as I'm teaching, kids how to write business plans and get investor money inside the business school, it harkened back to that quote that you played at the beginning. I realized I was in a fake land, that I was teaching things that were no longer necessarily true. And so I just made a conscious decision to absolutely change the way I was teaching on the campus and to change the way I was mentoring the founders that I was working with.
And one of the key things you talk about in the book is encouraging and showing how to create for prospective entrepreneurs a rapid prototype, as you call it, of the product to test it out with the public, and also to develop a business model instead of a business plan. So talk about the latter first. Talk about the business model versus the business plan. What's the difference?
Well, what's fascinating about a business model, if I talk to most people that want to create a company and they pitch me their idea and then I say, what's your business model? A lot of times I'll get a blank stare. And the business model are the 8 to 9 core components of how you might actually run a business. What's your value proposition? Who's your target segment? How are you going to make money? How are you distributing the product? And no one cares about the plan at that point. They care about, do you have something that you can create here around a model that makes money? And so rather than spending 8, 9, 10 months writing a business plan, I'm having people use this kind of business model framework tool and in 60 to 90 days, kind of create a solid business model and get a product out in the marketplace and test it. That doesn't happen with a plan. I know people that spend a year or more writing a plan, and then when they write the plan, Steve, it's amazing. It's always perfect.
Right.
And the reality is the marketplace isn't perfect. And so I would rather have somebody put together a quick business model, test it in the marketplace quick. I don't care if it's a website. I don't care if you're at a farmer's market. I don't care. But you're going to start getting feedback from the customer in the marketplace. And that's the critical part that's missing from the whole plan perspective.
And part of that, of course, involves, as we alluded to earlier in the first part of the question, the prototype. You need a prototype, and you need it relatively, again, quickly, right?
That's correct. And if you look at all the tools that are available today, either getting an outsourced product from somewhere and testing it, getting online tools. I mean, I can build a website and try to sell something on a weekend, and that gives me feedback, right? That's rapid prototype. I mean, I'm actually mentoring some students that literally will do that. They'll have an idea during the week for a potential product for a marketplace. They'll throw up a website without even having the product. And if they get orders, then they scramble to fill them. And they're kind of gauging, does anybody want this? Does anybody want to buy this? What would they buy it at? And so I'm encouraging people to create a prototype quickly. I don't care what it is, and test it.
And the book, of course, Fail Fast or Win Big, it details how prospective entrepreneurs could do all this.
Well, it gives them kind of the insight and what I've learned over the last 20 years. I mean, I'm a classic marketing guy, became an entrepreneur in Silicon Valley, took a company public with some other people, was there at the very beginnings of Yahoo and Amazon, and I saw how, they weren't that prepared, to be honest with you, and they were just running forward as fast as they could because they saw a shift coming.
Well, Bernie,
So,
I'm very pleased that you came on, and I'm sure that you reached a lot of people out there who are saying, hey, I have this idea, I have this thing, and I think your book will help them tremendously. Thank you very much, sir.
thank you.
All right, folks, more of the Malzberg Show. It's next. Don't go away.